Hi, Matt Beyer, Matt Beyer Organizing, with assembling standing shelves made easy. The specific standing shelves I'm assembling are the Home Depot chrome wire shelves, 48 inches wide, 18 inches deep, and 72 inches high. First, of course, you want to make sure that you've got all your pieces, starting with the 5 shelves. Then you've got your clips, which we'll talk about in a minute. The posts, which come in 2 pieces. One's got this little stand on the bottom. The other is flush on the top. In this case, I'm going with the casters. These have locks on 2, and then no locks on the other. That's important to pay attention to in a minute. They also give you some extra clips, and if you're concerned about this falling down, particularly if you've got kids, you can attach it to the wall with this item. This particular combination of chrome wire shelves, dimensions, shelf number, and choice of casters is one of our most regularly recommended organizing products. The dimensions are great, which for reasons I'll explain in a minute. The 6 shelf option tends to be too many, and the casters mean that you can shift the shelves around and move them for cleaning. The first thing to do to make this assembly easier is to familiarize yourself with these clips that hold it together. They are all exactly the same. So when they face each other, there's an insertion point and there's an acceptor point that goes into each other like that. Good to pay attention to the top and the bottom. The top is slightly beveled, the bottom is completely level. So don't want to put them in upside down. If you always have the bevel on the top and put them together, you're going to be good to go. Also notice that on the inside, I don't know if you can see this, there's this little line. That's actually what goes into these lines on the bar, like this. So when you're just above it, you slide down, and that's sinking into that little line. That's what holds it securely. When the shelf goes over this, it's going to hold this snugly in place, and it's extremely strong and secure. I used to think it was impossible to assemble these with just one person. Whether you make the poles first, especially if you're going to add the wheels to them, and you do have to do that first if you're in certain low areas. You can't add them on after and tip the shelves up. But then I discovered just how much easier it is if you assemble the shelves on just the first half of the post first. You can even do it with, and should do it with, assembling the wheels first. Got one of the locked ones here. This little lock thing. First step is to remove this little stand at the end in case you change your mind about going back to the no wheels option. You want to hang on to this piece. But where that screw hole is, in goes the wheel. Now you can do this by hand. It's got this great big square nut that you can do it without tools. Be sure it's very well straightly lined up. That's really important. And if it's not, don't force it. You don't want to cross thread it, because that makes it very difficult to undo and correct. And you don't need a wrench or anything to tighten this. It's you can do it because it's so large. You can tighten it with your hand. Okay, I've got all 4 bottom half of the posts assembled with their casters or wheels on, and you can see that, I hope you can see, that the clips are all at the same level. I like to have it at the very bottom so none of the lines are showing. Okay, so next step is really important. Actually, first of all, you want to be sure that you've got the flat side up. You might notice under the underside, I don't know if you can see it, it looks like there's a little ledge. Maybe you think that's for, I don't know, keeping things from sliding off. No, that's not supposed to go top. It's the flat side that's supposed to go top. So what's really important about this step is that you choose one wheel with a lock and one, actually you can't see it. There it is. One with a lock and one without. All right. And you're going to do one end. So I'm going to put this one in, the one with the lock. Okay. Now I'm just going to put it in snug enough to hold. I'm not going to put it in all the way. Same thing on the other side. That goes in. Just be really gentle here. If this, you don't want to knock this off, it's really aggravating, have to line it up all over again. Put it in just lightly. And now just flip this over. All right. So that's just enough to stand up on its own. And now you can grab the other two. Now, really important, this is going to be the front of the shelves, because you're going to control the lock from the shunt. The back will be inaccessible, so you'll be able to roll the shelves by unlocking and secure them by locking. All right, now I'm just going to tip this up. Okay, I can already tell that this is resting really nicely. It feels level. It's moving across the floor nicely. The posts look really quite vertical. Now I can commit to pressing down these corners evenly on each side. Now, to really test how secure this is, I'm going to turn the lock on at the front here, and I'm less than 350 pounds. Let's see if it will hold me. Not a problem. Good and secure. This is important because when this starts right, it's going to finish right. Every step after this is going to be super easy. One of the reasons we like these shelves is because they are so easily available. The other reason, as I mentioned before, is the dimensions. And here is actually a perfect demonstration of why I like the dimensions. You see these three bins? They fit perfectly across this 48-inch shelf. And these bins are also widely available at the Home Depot. These two are in the end of the 64-quart bins. In the middle, you got the 25-quart bin. Great variety of sizes for the most common items we tend to find. And these serve as the perfect measuring device for the second shelf. Okay, I'm getting this as close up as possible. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this double line here, then a single line here. I want to place the clip so this single line is showing. So to get that, I'm going to the single line above, placing the clip just above that, hope you can see that, and then sliding it into place. There, we've got that single line showing that I wanted to, and now we're going to be evening off in the same position on all four corners. So we have a very level shelf. When you lower these shelves into position, it's important to go as level as you possibly can. Again, you don't want to accidentally knock off one of these clips, which are on very tenuously until these cylinders are wrapped around them. Feeling pretty good, pretty even here, pretty snug. We're on even all around. So now I will push all the way down. And as you can see, there's a nice comfortable margin for these shelves, which we then use to figure out the next level. Okay, so if I put this clip here, it's just going to clear the bin, and I'd like to leave a little bit more comfortable clearance than that. So I'm going to put this clip on after I put the upper post on. These upper posts have a screw obviously on the outside, but there's also one that goes inside, and it usually comes in a little loose. I don't know if you can hear it rattling. I like to tighten that up. It makes the screwing in of the top part a lot easier. And again, very important that it goes in straight so I don't cross thread. If it's fighting you at all, back up and try again. Just go nice and slow, keeping it straight. Okay, it's good there. Okay, so I got the last of the 4 posts, and I think I'm going to put the clip right on this double line here, or maybe just below it. So if I start right at it, I've got both pieces here, push together and just pull down, clicks into place. I'm going to use that double line as a guideline all around the 4 posts. Okay, I think that was a good choice. Nice clearance for the bin underneath. Move on to the 4th shelf. Again, not sure if you can see this, but there's a double line right here, which is a good, comfortable clearance of the bin here. So I'm going to put the clip, I think just so the bottom is on this double line. Good. The last one is a no-brainer. The clip just goes on the very top line. And we're done. Simple as that. Just be sure to unlock the front wheels and roll it into position.